Hello dear friends! With this tutorial a new playlist called Home and Garden begins, as this domain falls under the category of DIY tutorials and I won't lack projects in this area. For other tutorials in the automotive and software fields, I invite you to watch other extremely detailed tutorials specially made for beginners. To support this channel, please click or press the like, share or subscribe button, it's completely free. And if you have any suggestions or questions, leave a comment in the dedicated comment section. After studying many other tutorials and articles related to the installation, connection and use of surveillance cameras, I found that most of them are incomplete and do not provide enough information for me to decide what type of cameras to choose. That's why I decided to create this tutorial, which I'm sure will help many people who need these systems. After extensive online searches for products that are optimal for me, and after weighing the pros and cons, I came across this type of Wi-Fi camera that you will find online on AliExpress for about $30. I want to clarify that this is not a sponsored tutorial. There is an extremely wide range of other Wi-Fi cameras to choose from. I bought this one that uses the Yoose app because it was very cheap and it had good reviews from other buyers. With small variations, all Wi-Fi cameras are installed the same, even if they come with different apps. During the introduction, I presented how the product's packaging looks like. I apologize for the poor image quality because it was dark in the room, but I added a close-up with the product's code. In the box you will find the user manual with all the instructions in English. We have the power converter from 220 to 12 volts and the Wi-Fi camera from Jortan, whatever. I don't know how to pronounce it in Chinese. I also presented the configuration of the building on whose walls I mounted the cameras. Freddy also arrived for inspection and decided that we can get to work, so let's get started. The first step was to install the Yoose app from the Play Store on my Android phone. You can also find it on App Store. Like any other app, you will need to follow the indicated steps to create an account. Enter your phone number and email and you'll receive an authentication code, and that's pretty much it. Once I logged in, I proceeded to connect the cameras to the app and the Wi-Fi network. As seen in the video, the camera cable splits into two, one for power and other for LAN cable if you're installing the cameras outside the range of your Wi-Fi router. Personally, I cut and removed the LAN cable since I didn't need it to occupy space in the junction box. If you're unsure about the coverage area of your router or if you don't have a Wi-Fi network, you'll need to keep it. Connect the camera's power cable to the converter and power the cameras from a power source. After approximately 30 seconds, the camera starts to move and calibrate. It will then enter standby mode, emitting beeps. Now open the app and select the plus button to add a new device. I already added the first camera, but the same steps apply for each camera you add to the app. The phone's camera will automatically activate and now you can scan the QR code on the back of the surveillance camera. The steps you've already completed are presented here. Check the box indicating that you've completed the required steps and click Next. Choose your Wi-Fi network and enter the password you set or that was provided by your internet service provider. Then you'll be prompted to connect your phone to the Wi-Fi network emitted by the camera. The name will start with GW, but the exact name is not specified, so it's best to activate the cameras one by one. As the loading bar progresses, the camera announces the start of configuration and you'll receive a message indicating a successful operation.
Start configuration. Device is online already.
Choose any of the destinations where the camera will be used. You can always change the camera's name later. Confirm and you're done with activating the camera and connecting it to the Wi-Fi network and the app on your phone. Now you can swipe on the screen to adjust the camera's position, as it can rotate almost 360 degrees horizontally, but it can also move vertically. Inserting the microSD card is done like with any other device. While drilling the holes for the junction boxes and making the necessary connections, I will try to clarify as many aspects as possible for those who haven't used these types of cameras before. It's good to know that in the app you can benefit from live viewing of the camera's captured images. However, these images are not stored on your phone. Recordings are saved to the microSD card until it's fully loaded, at which point they are overwritten, filming in a loop. From the app you can view the recordings stored on the SD card and, if desired, make recordings from them, which will be saved to your phone. So, if someone steals the camera with the SD card inside, you won't be able to access those recordings. Therefore, it's recommended to install a NVR, network video recorder, or a hybrid DVR, digital video recorder, with channels for both Wi-Fi and LAN. The app, however, offers the possibility to choose from multiple pricing plans for cloud storage, depending on your preferences. If you only want to store abnormal events, you'll pay a certain amount, and if you want 24-hour recording storage, you'll pay different amounts based on the desired number of days for storage. I opted for cloud storage because I didn't want another device in my home that requires a constant power supply. Everyone should do their own calculations and decide what works best for them. You can leave the cameras with just the SD cards as well. As a reference, a 32GB card can record about 5 to 6 days, while a 64GB card can record up to 10 days. I'm not sure about the maximum supported card size, but in my opinion it's not worth using a card more expensive than the camera itself. Furthermore, nobody can know if you're saving the recordings on the SD card, in the cloud, or on a NVR or DVR. To give you an idea of how cheap this camera is compared to other devices, I'll tell you just one thing. A fake surveillance camera with the same appearance and a battery-powered LED costs about the same. That was the main argument for choosing to purchase this product. Now I will list only some of the features of this device, some of which I discovered after purchase and testing in order of relevance. The most important points are: obviously the Wi-Fi connection. No need to run LAN cables. If you want to get rid of the power cable as well, there are cameras powered by solar panels, but they come at different prices and I'm not sure about the battery or panel lifespan. Also, solar panels would be easier to damage. The camera can rotate almost 360 degrees horizontally directly from the mobile or PC application. The recording quality is surprisingly good considering the purchase price. I've read negative reviews even for other Wi-Fi cameras priced up to $100. As you'll see later, the quality is more than decent both during the day and at night. Some buyers complained about poor video quality in low light conditions, but I must mention that very few surveillance cameras can capture good footage at night. Possibility of object tracking. The camera captures moments when motion is detected and you can receive notifications or alarms. Thanks to these captures, you can scroll through the recording directly to the moment of interest. It has 6 red infrared LEDs for night vision. The LEDs can be turned on to create a strong white light when motion is detected or by setting schedules, and even manually at any time from the app. When the white light is on, the recording switches to color mode to capture the object more effectively. Audio recording capability, and the microphone is quite sensitive. The camera has built-in speakers in case you want to transmit a message through them. You can take snapshots or record videos and store them directly on your phone from the app. Live monitoring of multiple camera recordings simultaneously on the mobile or PC application. You can set the alarm to sound loudly like a siren when motion is detected. The camera offers a wide range of settings that can prove useful. Considering the price, it was difficult to find a few arguments against purchasing this kind of cameras, but let's hear them. The recordings are not stored directly on the phone, but this would have been challenging to achieve due to fluctuations in mobile data internet speed. In fact, I believe the manufacturer makes more profit from managing the cloud storage than from the camera's price. The zoom is digital, not optical. This means that if you zoom in by swiping on the phone screen, the image quality will deteriorate, just like with any taken digital photo, unlike the optical zoom of a professional camera or DSLR. Depending on how you adjust the motion sensor sensitivity, there may be captures where no subject appears due to insects or animals. As I said earlier, the video quality isn't that great, but considering the price, I think it is okay. If you have more pros and cons, feel free to add them in the comment section to better inform other potential buyers. Regarding weather resistance such as rain, cold or snow, I've read that these cameras have performed well even during winter. Now let's see how to install the app for PC and what the interface looks like. To install the application for Windows or iOS, access the link in the video and download the version for your operating system. I installed the Windows version for 8-bit or higher. The only login method that worked for me was entering the user ID, which you can find in the app by following the instructions on the left. The password is the one set for the mobile application. This is the PC interface. To view the images from each camera, simply drag them with the mouse to the desired screen. I'll let you discover the other functions on your own because I've already made the tutorial quite long. To allow other people to use the cameras, you will need to follow these steps. The owner, or better said the system administrator, will generate a QR code for each camera after selecting the functions that visitors will have access to. You can limit access only to viewing images or grant access to almost the same functions as the administrator. The future visitor needs to scan the QR code created by the administrator using the phone's QR scanner app. Then they can either copy the link in the usual way or directly press the copy button and either open the Yoose app or install it from this menu. When the visitor logs into the app, it will automatically recognize the copied link, notify that rights have been granted by the administrator, and allow the visitor access to the cameras with privileges offered by the administrator. This is how the recordings look during the day. And this is how they look at night. I cannot provide recordings with human subjects to protect personal data. Educate yourself and use these devices in accordance with the law. As for the installation materials costs, I stayed within a budget of $60 for the 4 cameras. Of course, this does not include the price for the cameras and the cost for the 4 microSD cards. I recommend using a thinner and easier to handle electrical cable. I used 2 thick cables because I had leftovers from other works. As mentioned in the middle of the tutorial, buy larger junction boxes if you need to make more connections so that you don't have to cut the camera's plug, as it has extremely thin wires that do not fit securely into connectors. In a larger junction box, you can better fit more connections, the converter, camera cables, the plug, and an outlet for it. You can also use connectors with multiple pins. The app and cameras allow for many settings, but you will need to discover them yourself based on your needs and the configuration of the building or property. If you like this tutorial and want to see more extremely useful ones, don't forget to subscribe, like, and why not leave a comment with your thoughts on this tutorial. If you found better cameras, please leave a comment to help other potential buyers. Bye bye!